Hello again, grade 4s, and once again we're looking at children's rights and responsibilities, and we looked at the rights last week, so this week we're going to look at the responsibilities. Just to recap, those were the 9 rights that we looked at. Okay, and of course, because we have these rights, and the rights are for everybody, it means we all have to take on a responsibility as well. But we first need to figure out, well, what is a responsibility? A responsibility is something that is your job to do something about or to think about. It's something that affects our lives and other people's lives. I'm going to play a short little video now that explains what responsibility is.
When my alarm rings, instead of hitting snooze, I need to get in gear. No excuses. Jumpstart my ignition, cause being on time is my mission. Gotta figure out how long it will take to get out the door and not run late. Cause when it comes to being punctual, that's a big part of being reliable. Don't want class held up cause of me. I'm the one who's gotta take some responsibility. Yeah. Come on. Responsibility.
Yeah.
Come on. Responsibility.
That's right.
Hey!
Hip hip hoppity a bunny nose. It's hard to listen when indisposed, but if someone gives you instructions, better find a way to pay attention. When it comes to homework, I'm such a flake.
Yeah.
That's why I leave reminders all over the place. See, if I forget, it's all on me. Gotta follow through and show some responsibility.
Come on.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility. Responsibility.
Super cow banana-licious. Take out the trash and do the dishes. When my mama gives me a bunch of chores, gotta keep in check, stay the course. But sometimes I just get distracted. I monkey around and they get neglected. So I figured out how to make a list. Check them off when they've been accomplished. See, organizing your activities proves that you can handle your responsibilities. Come on.
Responsibility. Responsibility.
Come on.
Responsibility. Responsibility.
When my DJ at? Drop the beat.
Right, so after that cool rap that we listened to, we have a look at some of the responsibilities, and you can read them on the screen there. But basically, we have a responsibility to do certain things, and the reason we have these responsibilities is because we get the rights. We can't just get something without having to do our part to protect those things. And we're going to have a look at all the rights and the responsibilities in a minute. We're going to match them. So we're going to match the rights that we looked at last week to the responsibilities. Okay, and they're the 9 responsibilities. They're all jumbled up. Okay, we're going to go through them one by one. Okay, the first one on your list that's in your book that you've written down on the lined page, at the top, number 1, was the right to a good education. But because you have the right to a good education, it means that you have the responsibility to study and respect the school and teacher. You can't just go, oh, well, you owe me an education because it's my right, but then you don't do your part to do as best as you can. You can go to school every day, but if you do nothing at school, you're not going to do very well. You've got the responsibility to put in the work because you have the right to education. The right to education is quite an interesting one as well, though, because everybody sitting in your classroom also has the right to education. So sometimes if you're a little bit naughty and your teacher gets upset with you for disrupting the class, she's upset not because you disrupted the class, although that's part of it, but also because the children in your class also have a right to education. And if you're disrupting them and you are distracting them from that right to education, then you're taking their right away. And so it's actually quite a serious matter. Right, your second one on your list, number 2, was the right to be proud of your heritage and your beliefs. But if you're proud of your name and you're proud of where you come from and you're proud of who you are, it means that you need to respect other people's origins and beliefs and not make fun of them, because they also have a right to be proud of who they are. Your third right was the right to be taken seriously. So if you speak to an adult and you really are quite honest about things and something that's worrying you, they should take you seriously. But you have the responsibility to listen when others talk to you seriously. So if your teacher's having a word with you, or your mom or dad's trying to have a serious conversation with you, you need to listen to them as well. The fourth right that you had was the right to quality medical care. But you have the responsibility to take proper care of yourself. That's why in wintertime we don't go running around in the rain and get wet and things like that. We try and stay warm, and we try and stay safe, and we try and stay dry and healthy. We maybe have some vitamins in the morning. If mom gives us vitamins, we eat healthy food. All of these things to help keep our body strong so that we don't get sick. Although when we do get sick, we do have the right to quality medical care. But we've got to try and not have to go to hospital. So we must try and look after ourselves as much as we can. You have the right to be loved and protected from harm. So the people that are looking after you, your mom and dad, or your guardians, or your teachers when you're at school, they need to protect you, they need to look after you, they need to love you. But at the same time, it's your responsibility to love and care for others. Because we all want to be protected and we all want to be loved, but then we all have to protect others. We need to stand up for something if it's wrong. Stand up for people if they're being bullied, things like that. Then we have the right to get special care for special needs. So if we're in a wheelchair, we can't say, oh, well, you can't come into this building because there's no ramp. That's not fair. So we need to make sure that there's no discrimination. There's no nothing in the way of somebody who has a certain special need. We've got to make special care for them. But then you've also got the responsibility to be the best people they can be. So somebody who has a special need, they can't just turn around and go, oh, well, I'm in a wheelchair, so tough luck, I can't do this, that, the other thing. They've got to be the very best person they can be in the circumstances that they are in. Your seventh right that you have in your books is the right to make mistakes. But then you've got a responsibility to learn from your mistakes. So, yeah, you're little and you're still learning, and we make mistakes and things like that. And sometimes moms and dads and our family and our teachers get a little bit angry with us when we make mistakes, because there are consequences. Doesn't mean that you make a mistake and nothing must happen because you have the right to make mistakes. There are still consequences. But what is important is that you learn from the mistake. So you don't go and make the mistake over and over and over again. We've got to learn from these things and try not to make that mistake again. Your eighth right is the right to be adequately fed. And remember last week we said this doesn't mean junk food. This means healthy food to keep our bodies strong. But you also have the responsibility not to waste food. We don't play with our food. We don't drop our food on the floor, things like that. If there's food that we don't want because maybe we're not very hungry, then we offer it to somebody who maybe doesn't have yummy food or healthy food. Or remember, when we're back at school, we can put it in the compassion box for somebody who maybe forgot their lunch at home, and then they can have healthy food rather than us wasting our food. Children have the right to a safe and comfortable home, but you have the responsibility to help keep it a safe place to be in. So this means that when mom gives you certain chores to do around the house, that is part of your responsibility. Because you have the right to a healthy and happy and safe home, you have to do your part to make sure that that is a healthy, happy, safe home to be in. And part of that is to make sure it's clean. We don't want dirty houses. That's not very safe for us. So those were the responsibilities that went with the rights that we looked at last week. Now, in your notes from Mrs. Emery, you'll notice that I've put down the list of rights and responsibilities. Remember last week? You wrote down the rights on the lined page on the left-hand side, and you ruled a line after every 3 spaces. So it was all nicely spread out in your book. And you had a heading that said children's rights. You could do it all fancy. Now on the blank page, you're going to continue those lines after every 3 spaces all the way across, so that both the lined and the blank page are chopped up into 9 little sections. Your heading on that side is our responsibility. And then you're going to say, we have a responsibility, and then 2 little dots. And then you'll notice next to every right on the left-hand side, you're going to write down the responsibility on the right-hand side, on the blank page. And you can have a look. I've put it into the note from Mrs. Emery so that you don't have to stop this video to copy them down. So copy that from the note. And that's it for this week. I hope you stay healthy and I hope you stay safe.